Yo, uh, yo, test. What is up? One, right. Uh, Look, yo, is that louder? Okay, maybe. Probably fine. All right. Yeah. So I'm playing through HCSSF hardcore. I got kind of bored of the PoE1 league. I made a character, and yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was just a glad. Um, Started off Uber bossing with Relic of the Pact, swap to EE Essentia Sanguis Dual Strike Momentum, and then yeah, finish the character. Kind of didn't really have any aspirations in terms of what to do, so I kind of just stopped playing. Um, I enjoyed the crafting though. I tried a little bit of SSF, but I couldn't really. I don't know. I couldn't really get into it, and I was really kind of itching to try PoE2 in SSF because I hadn't done that yet for this league, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to give that a try, and I decided to go with hardcore as well because I've never played PoE2 on hardcore, um, and I figured it'd be interesting. So yeah, here I am. We are level 60. Um, Interludes, final interlude. I've been going backwards on that. Um, Doing some pure vision gameplay with the warrior. Um, yeah, this is the setup. We're playing Mace Strike, with a little bit of Bone Shatter for clear and the Leap Slam, the proc stun or prime stun, Herald of Ash, um, Magma Barrier for block, and attrition. Magma Barrier has been kind of nice actually. I'm at 45 block with like pretty little investment. It's literally just these 2 points and then a shield with block chance on it. 31% block on that. 5% here, 12%, and magma barrier. If I turn off the magma barrier, I go down to 38. So it's, I mean, it's pretty good, I would say. And then attrition, just because, yeah, we're not the biggest DPS character, so it helps a little bit on those single target scenarios. But honestly, it's been pretty fun. I've literally just been playing it slow and steady, just kind of chilling, watching YouTube on the side and that kind of thing. And then I just kind of felt like turning this on just to document a little bit. So yeah, we'll see here, kind of basically the gameplay. Oh, Ming's heart that is never getting a quit. And here's, yeah, obviously when I don't kill the rares, then I have to auto attack them. They're pretty fun. Obviously hardcore, so building pretty much exclusively for defense with a little bit of damage here and there. They changed Giant's Blood a while back, so kind of doo-doo now. Kills your life. I'm at 2.5k life. But if I click this, I'll probably lose like a bunch of that. Because you lose a lot of most of my life's coming from all my strength, which I have a lot of. Talk about the setup later. I finish this. But basically, the idea is stun stuff, kill with bone shatter, anything else, auto attack to death. But yeah, it's been pretty chill. I think the lowest I've ever got is like slightly below half HP. I've also got 183 ward, so basically 183 extra life because I'm not using the ward for anything else, which is pretty nice. And the only I've got on basically every piece of gear, not the boots. I could put it on the boots, I think. On this, it is reducing my armor slightly. I think without the ward, it would have given me 418 or something like that. Um, so honestly, the trade-off is whatever. It's like barely any armor, so it's fine. I'd rather have the 74 or yeah, 73 ward. Which is basically, more life. But yeah, this is the gameplay. It's it's been pretty fun. I think a lot of people, softcore. It's fun, but I feel like lately I've just been kind of losing interest faster in the leagues and stuff. Like in PoE, I can show my softcore character, but I kind of stopped playing after I got Mage Blood because I was like, well, and then I tried to make another character, and then I just kind of didn't really feel like continuing that character. And yeah, and then I played the Toda 2v1 Toda thing, which was pretty good. That was fun because I actually had a goal with character to make. Yeah, there's the character. We're kind of it's pseudo Molten Strike actually because I'm using this support gem which I honestly didn't even know existed, called Volcanic Eruption, which gives you like Molten Strike when you're hitting ignited enemies. And pretty much, at least in a single target scenario, most enemies are going to be ignited. The only other thing I do with my auto attack, other than single target, is stun stuff potentially. Yeah, you guess do the vines. Really, it's just move speed, right? Like PoE1, and not action speed. Like it's taking really slow. I also have Ancestral Call on here, which I didn't realize was in PoE2 either. But it's a lot worse in PoE1, obviously, because it has a cooldown. It's basically it uses like the ancestral boosting mechanic, which is in PoE1 and does have a cooldown in PoE1, right? Or it's like every X number of attacks, not necessarily a strict cooldown, but and in this one they do the same thing, but strike skills when they're boosted get additional strikes basically, or strike it, yeah, additional targets, right? Where's it here? Yeah. So level 2 is every 3 seconds, which is nice, like for clear because you're running between packs anyway. I have pretty low move speed because I'm on warrior and I'm playing hardcore, so I don't really care about my speed. But basically, I'm just trying to clear the campaign. Uh, and then of course you can Warcry for a little bit of defense and offense if you want to. I don't really take that much damage. As you can see, my HP is kind of filling, although these Abyss Moms are a little rippy, I think, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun to just play kind of vision gameplay, if you will, where yeah, you're just kind of comboing, you're playing slow, you don't really care. There's no like economic pressure and stuff for you to fight against, right? So you don't have to be efficient or fast or you know, kind of fun. Um, I'm also just trying stuff out, see maybe about if it's something I'd be interested to play HG Trade next league because yeah, I might do that just to make it more interesting. Because I feel like softcore is just a little too easy, you know. Like it's not that hard to make currency, and then once you kind of get your build set up, it's like okay, what do you do? Especially in PoE2, right? There's not much of a you know, there's no real challenge, right? Like or anything that you really have to craft a specific build for. You can kind of just do everything. Um, so yeah, you know. So let me check what happens. The only issue is this boss does chaos damage, right? And I have a chaos ring in my stash. I go back for it. But honestly, I want to do that. Yeah, you can see like once we ignite her, you know, our single target's not too bad. Problem is, you know, before then, it was close. Close. But yeah, this is the gameplay. You just stand there and face tank everything. It's kind of funny, to be honest, because we're just smacking her. And honestly, part of what I wanted to do here too is also try out one-handed maces just to see how bad they are. And I mean, yeah, the damage is kind of low, but in at least in the hardcore stuff scenario where I don't know, I'm just trying to survive, right? And like as long as I kill stuff, and it's like that I mean, that wasn't terrible, right? And it's honestly kind of fun to just actually learn some of the mechanics of the bosses and stuff now because I actually have to do that, right? Like dodge stuff, not necessarily, but I didn't really dodge anything in that fight except for the AoE thing. But didn't they remove the ability for that to shotgun? So actually, I probably didn't even need to dodge it because it used to do a ton of damage. The little like slam thing she does, where and it sends the fissures and stuff. Did she? That used to do a lot of damage. But I think they either took off shotgunning or they just made it a lot weaker. Oh shit. I was in that zone for so long trying to set up the thing that I have to it's not gonna respawn these bosses, is it? It is kind of fun. I'm not gonna do those guys again. Well, actually whatever. I can. They're really not hard. Oh, this way. Also, I completely forgot to swap my gems. I should have been running Clock Effect instead of Ancestral Call. I need to be doing that for boss fights. I can't. I'll do it here. Oh, I can't. Uh-oh. Don't want to get stuck in that, because I think it does a lot of damage, but I don't actually know. Okay. Um, the guard, I'm using fortifying card just for the guard, really. It's actually kind of not bad, you know? Like, you can see kind of how much it tanks, right? Oh, I blocked all those, but it's only 220, essentially 220 extra HP, but it allows you to tank a lot more than you think. So much crap. Let me ID this. Accuracy, of course. Uh, uh, Mostly just care about this gear for selling for gold and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically been the two right here. Of course, both Galenblah. GG. It's honestly not the worst thing ever. Okay. Pretty good, actually. Fire res is huge on my character, right? Because Smith. Let me actually, I completely forgot. Let me talk about the setup defensively. Basically, just running Smith, right? You click this, solves your res. I'm Giga overcapped on res because I have huge fire res here. This insane ring, by the way. Like, what is this? I literally slammed all of these. It's actually ridiculous. Um, and of course, it's great for SSF because you can just run a normal body armor and you get a ton of stats from it, right? You click, obviously, you're running Cold Sucker, right? So your fire res gives you other res at 50% value. So this plus, of course, life, right? Just give yourself res and EHP, right? Um, yeah, and then you're basically just looking for a white armor so that you get the bonus. You also get 200 armor per node. So this is giving a 400 armor, right? Plus the 400 that I've already got. So it's actually not bad at all. Like, it's so much better than just having to look for a good rare, right? Because you just get all this stuff. And there's really not better. This is really bad now because they've just cut so many sources of max fire res in the game. There's like, you know, the corrupted implicit, there's this node here. And there's, you can get it on jewels, I think, right? Ruby jewels, but it's pretty rare. It might be desecrate only, I don't know. Uh, but anyway, so it'd be okay on investment, but it takes a lot of investment. So yeah, they really, the only other points you can take is this one for DD on hit, and you know, whatever other points you want here. Which there are a lot of good ones, to be honest. Like, you know, uh, helping with chaos damage, that's not too bad. It's once you get a lot of armor, right? Crit immunity is really really good. 30% spirits, kind of whatever, but yeah, this max life is actually really good. That's a lot of regen, and it's probably better than unaffected by damaging because with this amount of regen plus like all your other regen, you probably just out heal most dots anyway, except for like, you know, Vessel, Kulmak, Ignite, maybe Arbiter Ignite kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, 50% armor applied. You don't really need this because you can get it on other gear, right? Like I think I have it on boots, and then you can get it on the tree, right? I click this node, so I don't really think you need to take that. But this one is really good. Fizz mitigation, regen's not bad. You know, if you need strength, 20% strength is okay. If you have a lot of strength, it's good, right? But you basically need this to. I mean, it's good, right? It's flat life plus whatever strengths can. Like these are trash. This one is maybe okay. I mean, I don't know. There's good ones here though. Definitely 2 more points, right? Probably pick this one and then maybe this if I can't get enough of the stat, or maybe the regen, maybe the crit immunity actually. Um, Something like that. And then yeah, literally just clicking damage outside of, these points here. This is giving a bunch of armor. This is pretty nice because it gives you a little bit of regen, a little bit of armor, a little bit of strength. Yeah, basically this is kind of defense. Strength, of course, taking strength literally everywhere possible. And then that's giving me a little bit of defense or damage too from the strength. Not too much. And honestly, I don't care about mana. I have 500 mana. I've never had mana issues because I'm using default attack most of the time. Um, yeah, some defense here. And then just taking, yeah, max life. The very little max life that's on the tree. This one's nice because at least this is damage, right? Area damage. The AoE is kind of bad for the Molten Strike thing. You don't really want it to have too much AoE. But as long as you're putting Conk Effect on, right, for bosses, then it's fine. Um, this is skill speed. This is kind of nice, a little bit of damage because I'm igniting most of the time anyway. This cluster up here is actually pretty good. Just attack speed and move speed and damage. Not bad at all. Yeah, life here. It's not terrible because at least these give 5 strength, right? So it's just a lot of life. This one's just a ton of damage. Strength, a little bit of rage. I was thinking about going down here because this node and this node are kind of nice, but you have to waste so many points. These are all dead. So I just have these two and then also rage on. This jewel is pretty nice, actually. I forgot I had this. I don't know if it actually makes a difference for my block chance. It gives me 1%. And then, yeah, a little bit of damage here. These are pretty high value damage nodes. This one I just clicked for fun just to see if it would actually, if I'd actually notice it. I haven't really noticed it. I mean, I'm the only aftershocks I'm really proccing is the leap slam. Occasional rolling slam if I'm in a weird spot. But yeah. And I'm probably gonna click this because it's just one of the best armor nodes on the tree. Um, and that's about it. Yeah, basically just getting armor. You can see like 73% damage reduction from armor, and then some of it's applying to elemental as well, which is pretty nice. Um, it's actually not bad because in campaign at least the hits are not too big. So okay, just can't click that. I think it limits you like how many you find in here. You can only find a few, which is a little troll, but whatever. Man. Um, I don't want to sprint here because I can't really see what's going on. Usually I've been doing the league mechanic too, just for resources. And it's honestly not too rippy because they've fixed a lot of the right here. It's like, where is it? I'll just check it and see what's in it. The runes are nice, I guess. Gives you a lot of greater ones at this point. But yeah, they're pretty easy depending on the mobs you get revived, right? Obviously, it can revive mobs that are pretty strong, but and then this thing that these waves sometimes they'll like I'm blocking those hits, so but I think they actually reduce your armor. If you get armor, called, do I care about this? I'm never gonna get mage blood from that anyway, right? Really not. I think the odds are like giga low now because they changed the tiers, right, on Headhunter and Mage Blood, so it's like super trash to try to chance them now or something like that. Uh, yeah, I'm just not gonna bother. Check audio. Um, Yeah, this might be the slowest gameplay we've ever witnessed, but honestly, it's what it is. The shock can be a little scary on top of the bleed and everything. I haven't really noticed Dot mostly. Like the only time that I noticed Dot on this character was in the what's it called? Act 4 part of the tribe area, you know? Because they bleed and apply corrupted blood, which is a little. But honestly, like corrupted blood and bleed in this game compared to PoE1 is like don't really do that much. I feel like Ignite tends to be a lot worse than those in PoE2. So yeah, I don't know, it hasn't been too bad. And then of course, you know, I've pretty much been res capped the whole campaign, so I should probably pick those gloves up. Mm. But yeah, so I haven't really noticed much in terms of elemental elements and stuff. Obviously, shock is a little bit bad if you're getting hit by something big while you're shocked. But yeah, I think so far the hardest part of the campaign was literally Havakai, Act 4. Because he just does so much crap and you can barely, like, it takes, you can't hit him that much. So I just kind of had to wait for him to, like, do a bunch of attacks, dodge everything, and then just slap him around once I could actually hit him. But because with this setup, like, and some of the rogue exiles and stuff, like, you just can't even kill them because they just keep rolling and running away. And trying to hit those guys with a melee auto attack is, yeah, good luck. All I'm gonna say. Their leap slit, no. At this point, 18%. That's kind of a lot. I'm gonna run and grab the other waypoint first. But my idea, oh, this is actually, I want to pick this up. I want to swap, if I do map with this more, I do want to swap to quarterstaff, potentially guarding quarterstaff, or like, you know, with the block chance so I can actually block a little bit. Because it's honestly not that bad. They buffed this block implicit, right? It used to be like pretty trash. It used to be like 5 block or something stupid. But looks like it can roll up to what is it? 18? Is this the highest item level you can get on that base? I don't actually know. Yeah, these guys are kind of trolling, doing a lot of damage. Okay. Either way, maybe doesn't really matter what quarter set, but I'm thinking of swapping to whirling assault. Because then you can you know, you can click Travel Fury, you can click this and get detonate dead on hit, right? You can click, you get a ton of AoE nodes, right? You can come down here. There's this node which is actually ridiculous for AoE, 40% AoE if you're igniting. And if we have the same setup, because you can get, this works with strikes, right? And that's a strike. Whirling Assault is a strike, so you can proc that too. You can take advantage of nodes like this, which is just 30% damage as long as you're igniting, which most of the time I'm igniting anyway. So it's, you know, 2 points for that. It's not bad. And the way we're actually igniting, by the way, is I'm not really scaling fire damage. I have a little bit of flat from the rune, which honestly I probably shouldn't. I mean, I already have. This probably be a lightning damage rune for shock, to be honest. But it's mostly through stuff like fire attunements and like this node here, right? 12%, and also Infernal Cry. You're just getting so much fire damage as extra. Right? 40 damage as extra as fire, right? This gives 12%. Now Fizz is fire, and then fire attunement gives 25, right? So basically you just care about your Fizz damage, and then the Fizz damage, gets the extra as fire, right? And then that's how you're igniting really, which is actually pretty good because then you can actually scale, Fizz damage, which is good because then you don't have to worry about pen and stuff, right? Um, and armor break's pretty easy to do if I wanted to, but I don't really need to because nothing in campaign really has much armor anyway. Uh, the waypoint, I'll grab the waypoint actually. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. And then yeah, the idea was to do that with Whirling Assault. Then you can get big AoE, and Whirling Assault's really good defensively because it hits 360, right? So it's hitting everything around you, and if you're hitting everything around you and killing everything around you, then nothing gets to you, right? And then you don't actually take damage. Um, and the problem with the one-handed maces, right, is that the scaling on it is just not as good, right? Because you just can't get those high fizz numbers like two-handers, and yeah, I mean this setup works for campaign, but like once you start juicing your maps and you know playing melee range like this is kind of rough. At least for like mob packs and stuff, right? Like it's fine now because yeah, campaign's not too bad. But as soon as you actually start getting into maps and stuff where things start actually doing damage and stuff that you don't know about, right? Because maps can have like just random mobs in them and stuff like that, right? Versus these zones, you know exactly the mob types and the bosses that are coming up. I mean, yeah, you know the bosses when you're mapping, but it's not like you're not going to be necessarily surprised by anything here, right? In campaign, so that helps, right? It's a battle. Isn't that just accuracy though? I don't think I've ever used regular essence of battle. Yeah, this is a little annoying because he's got res. Yeah, that's the only problem with res is that makes your fire damage. I really need to go back and dump some crap. Is there anything that I don't need here? I don't want to keep everything. I'm just gonna portal back. This is the HCSSF portaling back just to store stuff. I mean, to be honest, yeah, you kind of need everything you're picking up, right? So, wait, what? Oh, my ritual tab doesn't have affinities. I'm sorry. Oh my. Going. Okay. Uh, But yeah, you actually do kind of have to. That's kind of good. I'm gonna save these quarter steps. This one too, which is okay. This base is pretty good because it just has such high numbers. Because it has no crit. I mean, this one does because of the crit roll, which is kind of silly. That's the other bad thing about warriors, that getting crit on warriors is a little annoying. You've got this wheel, and this wheel, and that's about it, no? I guess this. But it's all like against stunned enemies, like what is that, you know? It's kind of hard to scale crit over here. I mean, it's doable, but I just don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's honestly probably only worth to maybe like grab this one wheel, right? Um, and then just get like a high crit roll or something, like flat crit or something, and that's about it. Just for that little extra, and not invest too much. It's just kind of unfortunate because crit is pretty good, right? I dump this in there. Anything I wanted on this? I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Forgot to switch this back. Why did I have close combat in there? I think I'm going. Rare jewelers. I already have two of those. I'm gonna take the prisms. A lot of prisms. That's the other good thing about using default attack is that you get your links without needing orbs. But why is this guy taking no damage? Yeah, I think my mace is falling off a little bit. I should be able to clear this interlude, hopefully. But I've been using this one since Act 4. It's kind of a nutty one though. Like, I pulled this from the shop. I didn't know this, but if you go to the one, like the Kuri tribe island before the whole like corruption thing, there's actually a guy who's a vendor who has like some pretty good items. I think they're like seeded a little bit, or like not like they're a little bit better than like a typical vendor. Because I got this with the fizz roll. This fizz yeah, it had flat fizz and increased fizz. This increased fizz roll. So it was a pretty insane already damage wise. And then I slammed on the hybrid fizz as well. Kind of disgusting. And I just qualityed it. Popped on fire rune just to make igniting a little bit easier. But it probably doesn't do that much. This is where you got a rolling slam sometimes. Just get stuck between these guys. And of course, these are all fire resistant. So like, this guy's armored. That's funny. It's a little late. It's almost 2 a.m. on that. I'm also getting kind of tired. But I wanted to finish this campaign because I'm so close. Bro, freaking flying everywhere just when he gets heavy stun. They need to change that, I swear. Stuff literally just goes flying when you heavy stun them. And it's like never good, right? Like it just knocks them out of your attacks. It's really cringe. If you have like stuff on the ground, like lightning rods or something, or if you're melee and you're trying to melee them, fly halfway across the screen when you heavy stun them. And you have to waste time actually trying to get back to them just to do damage. What am I supposed to? It's always in this top corner, right? Tron. Can I go over there? No, I can't. Okay, I'm not Tron. To go up and around, I think. Boom. There it is. Okay, hopefully. This guy does do a lot of damage with some of his attacks. I think particularly that bell move, this one, or and this one. Yeah, this one does a lot of damage. And this one too. Yeah, that does a ton of damage. Some weird debuff too. Easy enough. I mean, you do a little bit of damage if you can actually hit him. Problem is, actually being able to hit. Am I clicking here? Let me see. Okay. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's not the best right now because the strength requirements aren't super high, but it's still decent. I mean, it's flat, you know, it's not bad. And honestly, there's not many other like nodes I can even reach that are valuable at this point. Like this is max life here. It's all the way down there. They just keep clicking strength. And there's not really many good damaging nodes nearby either. Other than this one. But it's like you gotta do all this. And this is okay, I guess. Because I'm scaling rage anyway. Or like I'm using rage. But I don't necessarily want to be scaling my fire damage that much, like I was saying earlier. So a little meh. This one would be okay too. If my shield was better. Shield's not bad. I've been using it for a while though. I just haven't found a better one that has block chance fizz reduction and Decent armor. Well, I have one in my chest, but it doesn't have block chance. In my stash, I mean. Yeah, I don't know what to do at this point. Guess I could, like, I don't know. I really want AoE. Like, no good stuff to click, man. I think just click melee damage and stun build up. Not too bad. The tree definitely feels underwhelming though. I hope they I know they said they were gonna do some event event things, but they haven't given any more info on it other than something that they're gonna do. Like you know, before 1.0, I mean. Thanks. Yeah, chaos damage hurts. And also these guys just have a lot of fizz damage. Another utility belt. I don't think these things can even chance into it, right? Into mage blood. There two. Does eye level matter? I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure mage blood's like eye level 75 drop, right? Like in terms of like the zone. Be careful of these freaking blood pools, man. Most annoying mobs in the game. In campaign anyway. So wait, let me check. Sometimes you can just walk into their thing from the ground floor, I swear. Sometimes there's just like a door. I don't see one. Like on this side or this side, I swear. I've done it before in the map version of this. And I swear I've done it in campaign too. I think it's just random though. But I swear you can sometimes just walk straight in. Okay, this is a little precarious. This guy prevents HP recovery. Uh, yeah, the only problem with swapping to Quarterstaff is that you kind of need Dex and Int, at least a little bit. Thankfully, it's like split between Dex and Int, so it's not like either one is particularly high, but you still need both, which is a little annoying. I mean, it's solved with gear, probably changing a few of the passive points. It's worth. 3 Regals. I might click the 3 Regals. I got this. Kind of annoying when you don't stun them in one hit. With Bone Shatter. I should be leaf slamming more though. What is that? There's so many mobs. I mean, my region's decent enough to where the dots aren't as bad. But obviously, if I'm standing in the pool, it's like not ideal. Need to remember to swap my gems from there, yeah. Let me do that now. All right. Try and kill her first. They do a little bit of chaos damage. But it's not a ton. So it's not too bad. That was a lot of damage though. I gotta get out of this for sure. That was a lot of damage. Oh, can I stun you, please? You. Get both of them here. That should be okay. As long as I dodge the one attack that he does. Okay. Easy, easy. Divine? What the heck? Dude, that's the 4th Divine I think that I've got in campaign. Like, what the heck? I know they buff drop rates like crazy, but even well, on League launch, I did not get that many. I don't think I got a single Divining campaign on League start. Maybe one? I don't remember. That's silly though. Yeah, that's the 4th one. What the heck? I got one. The first Divine was from a League mechanic thing. It had 4 runes and it was a Divine one. And then the other 3 were, one was from a strong box, one was from that boss just and then another was just from a random rare, I think. Oh, that's silly. Alright, well, that's the campaign. Hardcore SF. Here. Hardcore SF. Yeah. Let me go collect my passive points. Does this work in PoE2? No. Okay. All good. Yeah, I don't even know where to put these points, but 'cause these nodes are trash. These nodes are so bad. I don't know why they're in the game. This node is good, right? It's just damage stun build up. It's not bad. But this and they like ancestrally boosted attack. I mean, I'm using ancestrally boosted attacks, but it's like once every 3 seconds, and it's like one hit. It's like really bad, right? It's like so giga conditional. It's just like useless. I mean, I get they're trying to add variety instead of just damage, but like there's everything is like so like what is this? I mean, the aftershock thing is okay. The splash thing is like I swear I never notice it. You might as well just click Travel Period, right? Then you're just always splashing. The abstract thing, there's no way to like. I mean, you have to actually invest in the aftershock chance, right? There's like here, here, here. This, is it this one? Yeah, this one, right? But, and this one. But like, what? What's the point? You know what I mean? Like, where's the? I don't know. I feel like they could just take stuff from PoE1 tree. PoE1 tree's good, right? Like, there's clusters you want for very specific stuff, right? Like maybe you're looking for, block, or maybe you're looking for, rage. Maybe you're looking for, um, I don't know, like some mastery that's gonna give you, your instant leech or your preservation efficiency or whatever, right? Like, you want to click clusters for mastery sometimes. You want to click them for the notables sometimes. But in this game, it's like there's no masteries. A lot of the notables are just kind of bad. And the ones that aren't that bad, right? Like this node's not terrible, right? Like it's okay for what I'm doing. In my specific case, right? It's not the best node, but if you use attack damage and fire damage and you're trying to ignite stuff, it's not bad. It's not terrible. But like, what is this path here? Like, how am I gonna click this? I have to pass through all of this just to click this. I mean, this one's not bad, right? Like what, 30% increased fire damage? But it's also like conditional. And then you have to click this node is trash. 4% share, like why? This one is pretty bad. You don't need it. Like my rage uptime's pretty good already because I have 3 rage on hit. Just from these two and this jewel. And honestly, I don't even need this one. I only clicked this one because I was thinking about pathing this way, and then I'm like, nah, that's stupid. But it's like what does this do? I don't know. Thorns damage leech does life. Like, if you could get empowered attacks to be consistent, if there was like auto exert or something, then you can actually get empowered attacks on a regular, or you can increase the chance to not consume like really high, which I think you can, but maybe not super high. Then that would be okay. And the bleed is not bad. Like this isn't bad, but it's just like bleed is bad in general right now. Just dot in general is just bad. This one's not bad if accuracy actually did something. Because they changed it now for melee to basically you don't need accuracy. So like there's no point clicking Resolute Technique, which they also changed to be accuracy is doubled, which again would be really good if stacking accuracy didn't get completely gutted, right? Because like Falcon Dive is just where'd it go? Yeah, it's capped now, which is a little cringe. And there's not really other uses for that, so some of these nodes are just dead. Stun threshold and ailment threshold is just silly. I mean, you just put on a charm, right? And you don't, stun's not that big of an issue. Don't even get me started on freaking on wavering. Like what? You can't dodge or sprint. Why? Like why isn't this just the same as PoE2? If you can't evade that, like to me that's like perfectly fine. No, I don't know. And like this, like has anyone ever clicked this node? Ever? Surely not, right? You can't dodge roll avoid all damage anyway, or it cannot avoid damage. Oh, like what? Why? When would you ever click this node, dude? This was good with Deepest Tower. That's gone. I feel like that's the thing. They put these items in that actually interact and make a lot of these good, right? Like Deepest Tower, for example, is a little too good. Honestly, they should just lower the numbers and not kill the item. Or what is it? Constricting command with stuff like that. Like to enable, to make these stupid conditional stuff not so bad. And then they just remove the interactions. or make it like not good. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, there's some niche stuff, right? Like this thing is really good for like group play, right? This node is kind of really good. Um, this one's also pretty good. But like, what is this? Like heavy stuns calling have calling strike. Like that means you have to heavy stun the enemy when it's in calling strike range. Like how bad is that? Granted, heavy stun is not hard to do on generic mobs, but I don't know. There's just so many nodes and like so the pathing and stuff is like so whack. Like why are there two nodes here instead of just one? There's three here. What the heck is that? Oh, it's because of this thing. Like this node's not terrible, right? It's like 30% damage if your ignite is consistent, but it's like ignite is just troll. Like the only reason why you ignite stuff is for things like this, right? Like you can't actually scale ignite damage that well. I mean, you can, but there's no point because you just kill stuff. Like you might as well just kill stuff anyway. And the problem is too with this stuff is that you have to hit the mob, ignite them, and then you have to hit them again, right? And then you take advantage of it. It's good for a single target, right? When you're not like literally one tapping stuff. That's really the only reason to click it. You got this node, bro. What? Like this cluster is unironically good. Even though it's got minion attack speed on it. 3% move speed. Holy. I just don't know what they can do to fix the tree because I feel like literally 70% of the notables on the tree are unclickable. Or maybe not unclickable, but like just just bad. Like you would never want to like when are you clicking this? Or maybe you do click this one. What I mean, maybe on a weapon swap, you click this, right? Maybe. This one's a little bad though. But this one, maybe on a weapon swap, I could see it. Right? For like, you just heavy stun something and then you swap to like big damage or whatever, or freeze, because this is immobilized, right? So you could freeze too. But it's like the pathing on this is like crazy though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I mean, I guess these nodes are good though. Like these, right? If you go with the idea that you're weapon swapping after immobilizing something, these three nodes are good. It's a lot of damage, but it's just feels bad. Like this one's good because it's 5% strength, but it's just like you have to click all these useless nodes. Like why is this 15% chance? Like this is good, right? This is like the PoE1 mastery. If war cries were actually good, war cries are pretty bad except for infernal cry. And like fortifying cry if you're using like shield wall, right? Or whatever, or seismic cry, whatever. For like very niche situations. I think this one is silly though. Like you're clicking this to get 15% chance for like not even that good of payoff because your war cry cooldowns are not going to be that high anyway, right? Like Infernal Cry, I can't use it now. Infernal Cry cooldown's not that high, and I'm not even like supporting it with anything. Yeah, Armor Break too. Like armor breaking is like way harder than it should be, right? There's no nodes on the tree that say, except this one. No. Yeah, there's no nodes on the tree except for freaking, where is it? That's the pin build one. Like the spell ones, right? There's like one or two spell nodes. This one, break armor. Other than that, like the tree doesn't actually have any source of armor break, right? It's all just increased, armor break, right? Or break, increased amount of armor and increased effect or whatever, damage against fully broken armor. There's like, why doesn't this node say break armor equal to like, X damage on your hit or like, you know what I mean? Like there's no, because like if you think of it as like a new player too, it's like you're like, oh, I want to break armor. Oh, look, break 20% increased armor. Maybe if I click that, I'll start breaking armor, but you don't, right? You have to actually put in like an armor break support gem or use like armor breaker or something. And then half the freaking supports in the game say consume armor break, but cannot break armor. And then there's all this random crap. I feel like they're just going in the wrong direction with like where they're putting these like forced interactions, right? I feel like they're trying to like engineer interactions. When really they should kind of just be putting stats in the game and letting the players think of how to piece them together, right? I mean, obviously you need to have some like clear, defining interactions on stuff like keystones, notables here and there, right? Things like that. But I mean, this tells you all you need to know, right? Like Whispers of Doom in this game is a keystone. And in PoE1, it's just the node, it's a notable that says you can apply an additional curse, right? And this one doubles your curse activation delay and gives you an additional curse, right? There's like a downside to it. I mean, I get stuff like this node, right? Like Crushing Verdict, right? Like, okay, if you're gonna put 50% increased attack damage and the stun buildup, like, okay, fine. That's fair. Like the power budget there is okay, right? And also the nodes leading up to it are 12%, right? It's not bad. That's not bad. But like this, I mean, this is pretty good too if you're doing ailments, I guess. Problem is ailments are just bad, right? But like these have just they're pretty high power, right? They're pretty high damage, right? Like I click this, my DPS tooltip goes up by oh, a good amount, right? Like 400, 500, almost. And then you get nodes like this where it's like, what am I ever gonna do? Like stuff like this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna path all the way here, use 4 points just so my armor applies to fire damage. And I get a little bit of extra armor. But I could just click this and get like armor applies to all three, right? And it's like the value is literally the same. And really I could choose which elements I want to path through too, if I really want to get more of one over the other. It's just like weird. The power budget on some of these, and like, you look at this like pathing, there's like weird nodes here, right? Like, I mean, I guess this is a source of armor break, right? Break 50% of armor on heavy slaying enemy. That's actually okay, I guess. It's just awkward though. You have to path through 3 dead nodes. These cannot be evaded on stunning enemies. Like, okay, these are stupid. I mean, this base has hits can't or it always hits, so not good. You need stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, they know though, because Mark was saying one of the Q&As that yeah, the passive tree is a little lacking. But then they do stuff like this. This is new. This was from this patch. And then you have to click all of these in order to click this one. Like, hello, what is this? Like, yeah, who's gonna come click? You literally have to click all of these nodes to click this one. Because in order to get to this node, you have to come through here, through here, right? There's no connection here or anything. Like, you can't just pass through one of them and then click all of them. Which is crazy, bro. Like, these nodes are not bad, right? These ones here, specifically, they're okay. Like, they give res, right? This one gives attack speed, this one gives move speed. And then the armor. And this one, of course, as well, right? But pathing through all of this crap and having to click all of them just to get this, which is really not that good because it's only 20% of armor. It's a little silly, right? And then you look at stuff like this where it's like this node's pretty good, right? Because it just gives you immunity. But the pathing to it is really awkward too. These two are not bad as well. They give quite a lot of threshold for stun and ailment. But like, you know, you could just click this one or this one depending on what you care about. If you really want to, you can click this one, I guess. But honestly, bleed and poison are not that hard to deal with in this game. But then you have this, like, what is this? Prevent 15% of damage from deflected crits. That means you have to invest into deflect. Which these nodes give you, like, basically none of. Like, 5% is Giga Troll. Like, where's the nodes on the tree that give deflect based on armor or something, right? Like, or there's like a keystone where it says like this should like what is this? Really sad that they changed glancing blows to this. I don't know. I don't know who's taking this. I mean, the only reason why you click this is if there's a way to get deflect based on armor, which there is. It's like really weird, right? There's like a unique that does it. Is there another way? I don't know. I guess this node's good if you have companions. Okay, right? It's kind of whatever. What they should do is they should remove this node and put in a keystone. Change this to deflect for armor. Like you know, your evasion rating is 0. Deflection rating is based off your armor or something like that. And then you can't abuse, you know. I wonder how that would interact with the IR though. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a dev or anything, so. But there's no way they made like someone made this, you know, cluster, right? And was like, yeah, someone's gonna click this all the way out here, right? I mean, especially with the way conversions work, a lot of these nodes where it's like fizz damage, it's like, yeah, but like I mean, the conversions are so awkward. Like there's no like double conversion thing, right? Like PoE1 where it's like it just converts once and then it scales off of the converted value, right? Unless you're doing like gains extra, right? And then that's based off your damage. And then it scales off of the increases to that damage type that it's gaining, but like yeah, I don't know. These nodes are actually not bad. Like this node is actually okay if you have a shield, right? Like these are the kind of things where it's like if you get them on a megalo in addition to like a node or two that you're looking for, it's okay, right? But you would never click this. Like you would never pass through here, right? Like the amount of investment you need to go hybrid evasion armor with deflect and armor applies is like insane. The suffix pressure is ridiculous already, and all the numbers on the tree are like so tiny. So if you do come over here, it's like, oh wow, I'm getting 5% of my evasion at 4%. It goes down. Why does it go down? What is it? Why does it go from 5.5 to 6.4? Oh, and this one's 4. So what? Like why? And there's like 2 of them. There's 3 nodes you have to path through just to click these. And then there's stuff like this. Is someone really clicking this? I don't know. What is that? Why is that there? Or like this. Like why is this there? This is interesting at least, right? Projectiles pierce. But it's like you have to break armor and then you have to pierce. And then you have to like benefit from the pierce. So it's like why? You know? This one is good, right? Because like this one, it's like, okay, you play like an AoE Ignite build, right? This is if you're mapping, this is like pretty good uptime, right? Because it's 8 seconds. So as long as you hit the entire screen with like Whirling Assault, right? You ignite everything, you're having this uptime, and it's like huge AoE, 40%. So it's like, yeah, there's some weird ones that are okay, right? Or like these where it's like only on uniques. Like, it's cool to have this stuff, right? Because it's like, okay, if you're bossing or something, then yeah, these are actually pretty high value nodes, right? You could have them on a single target weapon swap, right? Like I kind of get like some of these are like, okay, you can weapon swap, right? But a lot of the defensive ones are just giga troll, especially when it comes to evasion armor. Like evasion's okay, but pure evasion's like really rough. Like I played it before. I played it. I played it in the Last of the Druids with like 3K, 3.5K life pool, like decently high deflect and evasion. And it's not bad. Like you are kind of tanky, but it's definitely soft core only. And the investment required is like kind of a lot because you have to actually get a ton of HP, right? Which is really hard to get. So you have to put on like, Coacher of Crimson or whatever is what I did. That was when it got buffed to actually give 15% increased life and the overleech, which is the only way you can even consider getting above 3K life on like a ranger or a huntress. What I was. Yeah, I mean Smith is good. Like the armor applies to Ellie is decent. It's a little silly that it applies before like res mitigation, but it's not bad once you get to high investment, right? And like this defensive package is pretty good. I don't really get why they giga nerfed sources of max fire res. I mean, it was a little bit too easy with like Infernal Clasp. Plus, what is it called? Cloak of Flame. You didn't even need Cloak of Flame though. You just put Infernal Clasp on with a freaking 3% max fire corrupt or something. Or Divined up or something like that. Or I mean, Vald up. And then you click like, max fire node. And then you get like, yeah, max fire on shield, I think you can get, right? So that was kind of silly, so I can understand them removing max res sources. Like these 2 nodes are giga bad. I did notice that this is a companion though. So technically you could click this and it's immortal, right? It says immortal. So you could click this and then click all the companion nodes. But the problem is you're a warrior. So unless you have split personality, you're starting from warrior start, trying to click companion nodes. And it's like, are you really gonna waste, you know, and I mean, you're not the only benefit you're getting from this ascendancy point is the ability to then go and invest into companion nodes, right? So it's really not that good. But I guess you could do it if you want, right? Because this thing will always follow you around and it's immortal. So technically, you could click this node, right? And then you could just take all these like pretty nice. Now they did nerf some of the numbers on it, right? If these were what they were before, it might actually be okay, because you can get a lot of increased companion damage. Even still, you can get a lot of increase because it's on jewels and all that, right? And the numbers are pretty decent. And it's also like a what? Isn't it a bow like desecration mod or something? But it's like that's so much investment, and then you're not even benefiting from this freaking weapon because it's just really bad. I mean, that's what I've heard. I've never actually tried it myself. So who knows? Maybe it's playable if you freaking stack 1,000,000 strength. But at that point, it's like, why don't you play a build that's actually good, right? And this thing is just this thing is just the what? Like this is not real. I don't know who designed this, but they don't play the game. Like you cannot convince me that the person who designed this skill, or this, not the skill, but the ascendancy point. You're taking a whole ascendancy point, or 2 ascendancy points, right? Get path 3. For this, for 12 empowered attacks. In order to get this 12 empowered attacks, you have to hit the anvil like 12 times, or whatever. Not 12 times. But yeah, I mean, 3 times or whatever, right? 4 times, I mean. Being stupid. 4 times, right? And it's just like, bro, like what even is the payoff? Like why can't this be the node? Or something. Like maybe this is a little strong actually. But like, you know what I mean? Like why couldn't it be like, you know, melee hits have a chance to explode or something, right? Like, and explosions can't be evaded and convert 100%, right? Like why couldn't this just be baked into melee hits or something and not some stupid channel? Like if they just remove the fact that you have to channel in order to get the empowered attacks, right? That's insane. That's just insane. This thing is cool though. I like this. Like there's some things they do, it's like, okay, this is cool. Like, I mean, this node is generic power, this node is generic power, right? Okay, fine. This node is pretty cool too. Problem is the fire spells are a little rough in a rough place, so basically DD is like the only good one, which is good. It is good. Because DD actually is like it's just generically strong, right? You just click this, put detonate dead in your weapon in the skill, and you just get free detonate dead, right? Because it costs no mana. And it's just a way to kind of solve your clear, right? On melee, which is kind of cool. And I'm sure they'll add better fire spells or just, something, improve the ones that are already in the game. So this is cool, right? And I mean, they could maybe, it's just like, what is the minion node doing on this ascendancy, right? Like, I get that it scales with stats, but it scales with dex too. So it's like you have to scale if you care about the attack speed, which maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't actually know how fast you can get this. I mean, I guess the quality has it baked in, but there's no way to get quality right, like on these ascendancy skills. So without like Dialas or something, and even then it's like a modicum of quality. And they removed the 5% quality node from the tree. GG. And replaced it with this unclickable deflect while moving. Like, what is that? Who, like, this is just dead now. They could have just made this like an all attributes cluster or something, or like literally anything else. Spirit, something about something related to spirit, right? Or I don't know. Like nobody is clicking this now. Like this is so bad. It's so conditional. It's just terrible. Right? Like at least this while moving, right, is like because you're moving and shooting, right? Like this is okay. It's a lot of investment, but it also has the reduced movement penalty, right? So it's not even that bad. That's really why people click these nodes, to be honest. And this is a lot of damage. So, you know, but on this, it's like conditional defense, not offense, right? I feel like conditional offense while moving is like, okay, fine, right? Like some skills are count as moving, when you use them. Like probably rolling slam, I'm assuming. I don't actually know though. And this one is okay, right? Because there's stuff like Labiangas and stuff like that where it's like you can, cleverly use them to just give you permanent boost or something. If they change this flammability mechanic is really cringe too. I don't know why they did that. It's like so confusing compared to why. Anyway, this would be good if statuses are better. Well, it would be okay. Really not that good because it's like it's only for freeze, shock, and electrocute, which are all an ignite. I mean, the fact that they're all like based on your damage makes it kind of troll to ever click stuff like this, right? Because you just scale your damage to scale your chance to shock and all that kind of stuff. There's a couple other characters I want to try. Maybe I'm not really sure. I haven't played hardcore before, so I'm not too sure about hardcore viability for some stuff. Immune to exposure. Wait, this is actually a good node. I didn't even know this existed. But what is this weird? I have to path through these immune to exposure and immune to or 30% resist effective curse. Pretty good. This, yeah, I don't know. I wish you could anoint this node, the hidden node here. That'd be insane. I don't think you can. But there is another curse node, right? This one. Kind of interesting. 30% is pretty high. And then there's the rune as well, which I forgot exactly how much. Isn't it also 30%? I don't know. Pretty cool though. Why is there an Archon node here? In the warrior side of the tree. I guess it's druid, but still, that's insane. This thing is whack. Because you have to be hit first in order for the max rest to even apply. And it's recent, so it's the last 4 seconds. So it's like never mitigating the damage. Unless you're taking multi-hits, right? Which is not you don't want conditional max res, right? Like you really don't. And the fact that the res they put on the tree is like so small. I mean, I guess some of it's okay. Like but it's like I don't know. In PoE, you get nodes that give you like armor, evasion, and max res all at the same time, right? Like this one's okay, right, for clear. This one's actually good too. Let's actually click this. If you're always at close range, right? If you're like melee, you're like actually melee. That's a lot of damage. This is crazy though. 2% fire is while ignited. Why? Unless you can do some self-ignite stuff, that would be kind of cool. Because this is really if you could self-ignite. Actually you can, right? With Infernalist. But then you have to click this node. How do you get here? I guess you anoint it. but then you're getting armor on an Infernalist. Like, do you want that? I don't think so. If there was a better way to self-ignite on like Warrior, for example, this would actually be good. Kind of cool. But like some of these are cool, right? But it's like we just don't have we don't have the things. Oh wait, there's Ignite Reflect right here. I didn't even know that. Ignites you, you cause it reflected back to you. What the heck? This knows. Wait, what the heck? I didn't know this was in the game either. 5% of physical damage taken Inspire. But what is this clutch? Like, what do you mean I have to click all these nodes? Like, what if I want to take all three of these? I have to go through these weird and like this weird cluster setup. This is really interesting, actually. But I want. Can you? Is there a way to be unaffected by damaging elements? What is that? What this says? Oh shoot! Divos, you're unaffected by can still be placed on you, but will not actually apply their effect. Wait a second. Maybe this node is better than I thought. You click that, and you click this, and you get. But then you have to be ignited. You can't be perma ignited. But I guess as soon as you hit something, right? But it's bad because this gives you reduced magnitude of ignite. No, no, you don't want. You just don't want to click this node. Wait, where did it go? No, it's just magnitude, right? You don't want to click like the nodes that give you what is it called? Like flammability, reduce like flammability stuff. This is kind of cool if it okay, like there's a lot of cool nodes, I guess. Like this notable is like interesting, right? Basically it gives like a pseudo shock effect to your ignite. But it's like time gated, which is a little awkward, right? And it's also just terrible, the path to. I mean, if you were doing a full ignite build, like this would be good for a single target, right? Because it's take increased damage, right? So it's actually good. Like even though it's 10%, that's actually really good. And I guess duration is not bad if dots were good, you know. They really need to do like dot multi and so like I don't understand why. I mean, dots in PoE1 aren't crazy either, to be fair, but they're a lot more playable than this game. It just doesn't make sense why they would base dots off hit damage as much as they do and not provide any other scalers. When the scaling thing is already an issue in PoE1 that they should know about. And then they should also know about the issue of you're scaling your hit damage, scale your dot damage. And what's the point of even doing the dot in the first place, right? This is whack though. So you can get 30% Physis Fire. You click this. Like, what is it? Why? Like, there's Penetrate Fire here, Penetrate Fire here, Fire and Armor, Fire and Art. Look, what? Why didn't they just put pen, Fire and Armor, so you could actually choose? Like, oh, I want more armor and fire damage. Oh, I want fire pen. I guess 16 fire pen for pathing notables is a lot, but I mean they also just give this node too, like 15% for 2 points. So I don't know. I mean, I guess these nodes are pretty good, actually. It's kind of interesting. I didn't even know this was here. Ignites you, cause it reflected back to you. You just need a good uptime on it, though. Because really, you want it for that max res and the fire damage, right? Mostly the max res, though. It's quite a lot of defense. If it's 50% increased armor, which is okay, it's fine. It's 2 max res. Because then you can get 2 max res here. So that's 4 max res already from the tree. If this was reliable. There's just a lot of investment. Because you have to take all of this and this, and you have to actually be able to ignite. Like, in one hit. At which point things are already dead anyway, probably. So you don't need the defense. Yeah, anyway. I think I'm kind of just losing losing it a little bit. Anyway, the hardcore campaign was pretty fun. I might try it on other characters. I might keep progressing this character. I don't know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to document the setup, the build a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to try to use the auto attack in this thing because I saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I also wanted to use a one-handed mace and shield just to test, just to see what it was like. And yeah, needless to say, damage isn't great, but it's playable in campaign. Past campaign, I don't know. And I also didn't want to use slams. That was the other thing. I didn't really want to use slams. I mean, leap slam is a thing, but that's kind of travel, right? It's travel, so it's not. It's I just didn't want to use slams for damage. I was using rolling slam low levels for this same before I got leap slam for like priming stuns and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to see if I could beat hardcore campaign. And I might progress. Like I said, my plan would be to swap to core staves, whirling assault. I already tried it earlier just to test, but obviously the issue is attributes. I have the whirling assault gem here. But even this level 11 one needs 41 int, right? I barely have enough dex. I got a little bit of dex on this ring. Anywhere else? No, just on the ring. Um, Melee skill levels. Oh shoot. Pretty good. But this amulet has so much life. Really all it gives me though. If I can get some good rolls on that, it might be worth. If I can get life on this, definitely worth swapping it. Because this is basically doing nothing for me other than life. I don't care about crit. I don't care about mana regen. I don't care about region or rarity really. I swear you don't need rarity. Like I've been literally dropping divines with like a tiny amount of rarity. They buffed it so much it's actually insane. You don't need investment at all. Especially for SSF. You don't really care that much about divines. But yeah, I have this shield too, which I wanted to finish. I just really wanted block chance on it. Basically the same as my shield, but better because it has life on it. A little bit more armor. I'll probably take this into maps if I can get block on it. I was just trying to. I need to go farm a rib from one of the abyss zones. I think there are some guaranteed. There's an abyss here, an abyss here. There's an abyss here. Yeah, so I'll probably have to do that. For a bone, and then I can maybe desecrate for the block chance. Maybe. Maybe. A lot of life. But it's on a useless base. Yeah. Got 124 gold to K gold too for gambling, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to swap to Whirling Assault maybe, especially now that I have these bases. Guarding Quarterstaff. 3 of them, so I should hopefully be able to get a decent one. If I just slam. Maybe need to use Alx or Chaos or something, and then Desecrate. We'll be able to get something usable. If not, I can always just use something like this. It'll be fine. If I get, IPD. I don't think it's worth swapping this out, because I already have 2 rare body runes. Getting this much life is a pain, by the way. I literally have life on almost every piece of gear. Life 75, no life here, but I have life rune. Life, uh, life plus these runes, the ascendancy life plus the runes. Life on this, life on this. Life here, life here, life here. Literally every gear piece. I'm clicking 3% increased life here, 3% increased life here. Spending an ascendancy point for increased life. Taking strength on literally every point I can. Like, actually every point. I don't have a single other attribute point on the tree. Clicking this here too. All these high value strength nodes. And I'm literally barely sitting at just over 2.5k life. Like, how, dude? It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, the fact that I'm not at 3k life right now is actually crazy. Like, level 61 character with life on every gear piece. Spending an ascendancy point for life. Clicking strength everywhere. And literally almost every possible max life node on the tree. I think there's a few more. There's the ones I was talking about earlier down here. 1%, 3%, 4. You get 4 here. And then there's like one over here too. See? Max 5. Yeah, there's here. Let's recover max life. Oh, plus flat life over here. Minions. Oh yeah, this node. I want to talk about this node. I think I'm gonna anoint this node because it's super cheap. You just need fear. It's the only rare-ish one, which is not that bad. And you get 5% explode and AoE. So if you go Whirling Assault, you go Volcanic Eruption, you go Fire Spell on hit DD, you have Herald of Ash, and you have this node, and you have, the AoE scaling, everywhere on the warrior side, there's so much AoE scaling. So you're literally hitting your whole screen, everything's freaking blowing up and exploding, and there's just fire everywhere. Yeah, I think it'd actually be crazy. I think it'd be cool. I've never seen anyone use this node. I mean, 5% is kind of low, but it's a node. I mean, it's a notable, right? It's not like it's kind of cool that it's even here. And it's only a tenth of their max life, but like it's fine though, because you have DD as well. Although it is anti-synergy with DD, right? Because those it's blowing up the corpses. Like this is exploding them, so there's not gonna be any corpses, right, for DD. But it's like only 5% chance, right? So the DD would kill everything else, right? Also, you have your DD proc this, right? Because it would burn enemies, right? Potentially with Herald of Ash and everything. This would actually be kind of sick, right? Because enemies taking fire damage over time are burning. And Herald of Ash counts as an ignite. Explosion, ignite duration. It says ignite. Overkill damage injuries to ignite, right? Oh. Ignite surrounding enemies if overkill damage is at least 20% of enemies' max life. So theoretically, you just run Herald of Ash plus this, and you can get some nice pops and stuff, right? In like high density content. Be kind of cool, you know? And it's really not bad annoying. Plus, it gives 15% increase to AoE, which is actually kind of big. I mean, like, if you look at the other AoE nodes on the tree, let's see. Wait, is this max? Oh, recover max life. Region? Oh, additional. Additional. Yeah. 0.1% region. Huge. Minion crap. Additional. Where's companion nodes up here? Okay, 0.5%. Unconditional. 20 life on block. Wow. You can get 30 life on block. I mean, it's kind of not good, but I don't know. A lot of investment. Forget about this. I need to click that. But 5% max life, that's huge. Anyway, not a lot of max life. A lot of my region. A region. At least for PoE1. Let's see. Yeah, like this node, right? This is 12% AoE, right? Plus another 12% if you stun recently. Isn't that hard to do? But this just gives straight up 15. Plus explode on burning enemies. Which is a little, I don't know, it's not bad with Herald of Ash, though. Plus, yeah, I feel like that node's really good. With, like, obviously, depending on your build, right? I mean, it's not like, it's not crazy, but it could be cool. It could be cool. It could be fun. Fun to click. Yeah, because a lot of these nodes are not, they don't give you that much AoE. That's actually quite a bit of AoE for one notable. Kind of cool. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, bro. Oh, yeah, I'm tired. These monk nodes good. This node's pretty good. 10% AoE, 15% area damage. Stays on hit. This one's good too, because accuracy isn't that important. And if you're not playing crit, or even if you are, these two are pretty big AoE. But makes more sense because there's not as much AoE on this side, right? Versus this one, it's like, your travel modes are going to be AoE a lot of the time, right? Like this one's 12%. So 15 is not bad, yeah. Not at all. Honestly, with 15, you don't have to be clicking stuff like this, right? You just path through here, not even click this. Save yourself 2 points. Although this is probably better than going over here or something. You probably click, but no, you'd probably click this one. And this one, of course. What's this doing? 95. Oh yeah, and these no too. Oh, not this one, but area damage. Really, with a recovery rate, but that's pretty good actually because this has a cooldown. Ancestral Cry and Volcanic Eruption. Very short cooldown, but it still has one. Cooldown does apply to it. This is cooldown. Same with this, right? Or is this cooldown or not? I don't actually know if this is affected by cooldowns. This is once every 3 seconds. That might not actually be a cooldown. There's also no strike. There's no, like, how is there no nodes on the tree that say like, you know, like they could add ancestrally boosting stuff on the tree. I mean, they have like this, but this is troll. I guess this isn't bad if you're actually playing like Titan with like ancestrally boosted slams, right? Because Titan actually gives you a consistent boost. It's like Fist of War or something. I don't know if they stack. I don't know. I don't know if they're like exclusive, where it's like because it says one ancestrally boosted once every 3 seconds. Like I don't know if they stack or something. But there's no like chance to have strikes ancestrally boosted or something. Like this one should be 50% chance that your strike is ancestrally boosted, or maybe baked in ancestral call or something, and then not and then have this actually be good. Like the fact that this is on a 3-second cooldown in PoE1 is like not. It's like kind of weird. I mean, I guess that's kind of what they're going for with this game. But this should be they should make this affected by cooldown reduction. I don't think it is based on the wording. Anyway, all right, I'm done.